Hello, welcome back to my channel, Healing with Kiara. I wanted to do another reading today and look into what went wrong. Yeah, that's going to be like the question, just like generally like what went wrong. We're just going to see what comes through. So we have the Ace of Wands. This always reminds me of like a pen or a pencil, like someone's writing here. Like I just heard someone's writing a story. So this one flipped out upright. The other card, so this is the Five of Cups. And it came out with the Eight of Cups here in reverse. We have Judgment, and that came out with the Two of Swords. And this is the hand-guided tarot, by the way. Then we have the Page of Wands. That came out with the Devil. The Devil kind of like slid out. We have the Queen of Cups here. I'm seeing this, okay, so right away what I'm seeing with the bottom of the deck energy here, this Queen of Cups is, it's like this very alluring energy. It's like this person that, it looked like she had a lot going on or a lot to offer, or this was very attractive or very appealing. This really drew someone in here and caused them to start to question like making a move here. So someone could have got a little bit like deceitful or like wishy-washy. They weren't as solid. Yeah, and Chariot here too. So, oh, and then Five of Wands under that is like new competition here. The Chariot is similar to like how there's the map underneath here. Someone was really thinking about like literally like making a move. So maybe it was like a financial opportunity. Yeah, maybe someone with the Pentacles here. So this could be like a person, or it could have been like a person presenting a financial opportunity. or something that put this other person in this questioning energy of like, should I, there's like thinking about, this was all like deep what was going on here. So yeah, if all of a sudden they became like deceitful, they were maybe literally planning how they could make this move, and they were actually like kind of like weighing it out, thinking it out, running the numbers, thinking about like practically how they could put things into place to like put themselves in a different position here. So with this here, they could have been trying to be quick on their feet to try and like write a story or come up with something here, so that you wouldn't know like what was really going on, or like the real like what their true plans were here. Yeah, like this is just reminding me of like pen and paper. So like actually writing things down and planning things out. But then also like I'm just trying to write a story here. So there's a sadness here. It's like everything that didn't work out was like kind of coming down on this one situation. It's like with the Eight of Cups in reverse, there was a failure to walk away from something. So what I'm getting is like these Four of Cups all facing downward represent like the mistakes of the past, and there was a need to like walk away here from those same mistakes and those same behaviors. And with it being in the reverse, there was an inability to kind of like walk away from that and leave that behind. So it all kind of came down to like this one time that someone was not able to walk away from those behaviors. So we have the Two of Swords and the Judgment. So maybe a lot of in the past you were really forgiving and you gave this person a lot of grace, and you just chose to see the good in them and to focus on the good times, and it was just like you always tried to focus on the positive, see the best in them, see the potential of how you guys could work it out. So with these Four of Cups here, it's like you gave them a lot of grace and you gave them kind of like chance after chance after chance. And they were like this in their past too. Like you're aware with these other cups here, as much as they've done you dirty, they did other people twice as dirty, right? And so they needed to like walk away from this. Or it could be you, like you could be this person that needed to walk away from this behavior. Take it however it resonates. But there's someone here who like needed to walk away from certain behaviors, certain patterns, certain ways that they were going about things, and they didn't. And it's like all coming down to, this last time. You cannot just put the blinders on and be like, oh, it's all good, like they love me and and like lie to yourself and pretend like you have this like great copacetic relationship here. There's a judgment here. There's a judgment being called on the situation regarding how many opportunities this person has been giving, like how many times you chose to look the other way. There's a judgment here now. It's like a wake-up call. Their story, so I'm getting like they're used to being able to kind of write a story or come up with a narrative here. Is not going to work this time, because there's a judgment here on being able to get people to look the other way and give them another chance, you know, and just be like blindly optimistic. And, you know, people are really starting to see the truth of what's going on here. It's also really affected the other person. What I'm getting, it's not even out of like spite or whatever, like how this person's crying. Like this has really deeply affected this person. So if this is you, viewer, or maybe this is the other someone else, but yeah, the person who like can't take this anymore has been really, really emotionally affected, and this has really taken a toll here. So that's kind of the reason for no longer being able to be in this Two of Swords energy, is because it's like it's just too much. Like this time it just like it just struck the wrong chord basically, and it's just really hard. We have also the Page of Wands and the Devil here. So what I'm getting here is in the past, someone was really, really naive, and you were like just learning and just figuring things out, and you were like just starting out and you didn't really know any better, and so just out of you just being new to the world and just like just such a like pure person yourself and just being so naive. So I'm seeing is these binoculars here, like this person is just like so excited to go out on their journey and learn and study and like grow, and then there's this Devil energy here. And so it's like this huge wake-up call, this huge reality check. Now you see everything so differently. And you can't just like turn a blind eye, or like once you see it, you can't just pretend like you don't know. It's one thing like whenever you're just starting out and you really don't know any better, you know, but then all of a sudden you're looking through your binoculars one day and you just happen to see something that you shouldn't, and you can't unsee it here. So now you know. Oh, okay. Sorry, I had another thought and then I just like forgot about it because I was completing that one. But so I realized, or I had a thought of like this could be pertaining to a job. Like, say you just started out in a job and you were really, really new in the experience, and you're like just starting out, and so you're just starting out in your field, and so you don't know a lot, you're not super versed, and you start to get into it, and you see like the corruption that's actually behind it. Like, for example, today I was just watching a video where an investigative journalist was talking about how she ended up having to leave mainstream journalism and go independent in order to keep her integrity. So, you know, whenever she was super young and starting out on her journey, she didn't realize there was so much corruption. And then there was, you know, so many times she had to kind of like put her voice to the side and pretend like she didn't see something going on, and like rewrite the, you know, go with the narrative or write the story in a certain way, and do it for the money, right? Eventually, you know, it's like you finally hit that point where you just feel like you're losing yourself and you just can't do it anymore. So it could be whatever. I also watched a video just a few days ago about like the same thing with a lawyer. Like, as soon as she had graduated law school, she just instantly saw so much corruption in the field, and so she had to walk away from her super high paying salary job, because it just didn't end up being what she thought it was, and she could only ignore like the corruption and like sacrifice her integrity for so long. So yeah, but just keep seeing like rewrite the story, rewrite the narrative, like come up with some sort of, like, in order to get away with this here, there's been one specific person. So if this is pertaining to like a work situation, then this Eight of Cups energy where this person was supposed to walk away from this behavior, this could be like a boss or like an authority figure in this situation, or someone who was really impingent on this situation for you. This person who was like putting pressure on you to write things a certain way and like put your feelings to the side, and they're like using you to carry out like this narrative, with like the hand here, it's like being controlled, and it's like you took it for so long until finally this last time you're like, you know what, if it's going to continue to be like this and nothing's ever going to change, and I have to sacrifice so much of myself and I can't stay true to who I am, then because yeah, with the devil, it's like being bound to something, having some sort of like need or reliancy on something, and so you're unable to like speak. It's like you have to just kind of like turn a blind eye here, or just like, you know, pretending like you don't know about that. Yeah, that is just not going to work anymore. I feel like that worked. That was okay, and that worked whenever you were just starting out and you didn't know any better, right? And you had optimism that this other person was going to turn their behavior around, or there was going to be a change or a shift. So maybe you like went to management with some concerns, or spoke to someone about some concerns, and they made you feel validated, and they made you feel like, yeah, absolutely, you know, we totally hear you, like, we're going to make these changes, or we're going to do these things, or we're going to make it more safe, or we're going to, you know, validate your feelings in this way, and then they literally just didn't. Like, they literally just didn't make that change. They didn't do something they were going to do. And so that's just like the last straw here. And so it's causing, it's a huge wake-up call for you and for them. But yeah, it's like you can't just pretend like it's all good anymore. Like, you don't see the issues here. Yeah, like I said before, once you see it, you can't unsee it. You can't just pretend. You know, now that you do know better, you feel as though, like, or you know, like, staying in this situation is, it's like forcing you to go against your values and sacrifice who you are and stifle your voice. And this is not, whatever it is, like, whatever your situation was, whether it's like a job or a relationship or whatever it is, it's like you didn't get into it for this. And so in order for you to stay in the situation any longer moving forward, now that you see, you know, it's like you would be in agreement with that, you know, like that's not what you signed up for. And you didn't get into this whole thing, whether it be this career field or this relationship or this situation. You didn't get into it for these intentions. Like, you had genuine intentions to learn and grow and evolve, like in your field or your relationship or etc. And there's a lot more going on here, and there's a lot of cover up in order to present this certain image here. But you already saw through it, so okay, I'm gonna get one of these Hands of the Ancient Medicine cards here. This is from a local artist in the area that I'm from. Very talented artist. So at the bottom of the deck, we have War of South, fighting, killing, protection, boundaries, sustenance. So I feel like I should read all of the stuff here. I'll let you look at it for a second. These are ancient tools for hunting, but also of war. Fighting and killing are in every culture and every form of life. From people to animal down to insect, killing for sustenance is inevitable, from eating meat to cultivating plants. However, in this troubled world, many people put their beliefs, color, religion, and needs above all others, and they strike out against those different from themselves. Hatred and righteousness often lead to war. There is evidence of war, fighting for resources, and even cannibalism in the ancient times of the Four Corners. Archaeologists attempt to put the pieces together of what life was like, but much is conjecture since there was no written word, only stories to be passed down, though evidence of massacre has been found. Around 1100 The people moved into more protected, defensive places to live, indicating anticipation of conflict. The tools of war today are vastly different from what was used in ancient time, but the killing, maiming, and torture may have been just as brutal. Look at what connection you have with war, whether you have actually fought for your freedom or are close to someone who has been in the armed services or have supported or have spoken out against war. Notice where in your physical body is activated when you think about or respond to war. Give that place love and healing. Tell yourself you are protected. Set up boundaries if you do not feel safe. Allow words of criticism and judgment to move through you and not be stored in your body. Now look at the war within yourself. What are you fighting? To save or to destroy or to change your life? Look at the emotions attached to this struggle. If you allow anger, distrust, prejudice, and judgment of yourself, or in fact of others, to rule this conflict, you may be making yourself ill. Storing negative emotions in your body creates illness and disease. It is time to take a new direction and find peace within yourself and with others. It takes a lot of work to make such a major shift, but letting go of the emotional attachment to the opposition will be healthier for all. May the concept of war and killing be put aside for the desire for peace, understanding, and acceptance of self and of all people with their chosen past. And this photo here is from the Anasazi Heritage Center in Dolores, Colorado. So yeah, I feel like that's the bottom of the deck energy, and I feel like that's kind of the place you're coming from with this judgment here. Like when I was saying, like, this isn't what you signed up for, or this isn't the reasons why you got into this. You're seeing just like a deeper, darker, uglier side to something, and is really making you think twice. Okay, so we have 18, which is Kiva Bowl. Kiva Bowl of Mother Earth, sacred ceremony, connection to ancient spirits, what you carry. Kivas are underground ceremonial rooms found throughout the four corners. Usually round, these structures were built with pilasters to hold up a wooden roof with overlapping pieces that doomed upward to a hole through which a ladder reached. The entire roof was then covered with sticks and mud and dirt to become part of a plaza. Inside there was a fire pit with an air vent from above and a deflector stone to divert the air coming from the kiva to help draw the smoke up through the roof entrance. In line with the fire pit, deflector stone, and air vent, a small round hole called the sipau symbolizes the portal through which the ancient ancestors first emerged into the third world. The hole from the plaza through which the people, dancers, chanters, and kachinas enter via the ladder represents the entrance to the fourth world and one in which we live today. The ancestral Puebloan emergence stories, the first, second, and third worlds, were destroyed by greed and war, and with only a few of the people escaping upward to the next world. Many believe we are on the verge of destroying this world in which we live, with those pure hearts in which we live, and those with pure hearts will be given the opportunity to ascend to a fifth world. Will you be one who ascends? How do you care for your world and those around you? Going down the ladder into the subterranean room symbolizes going into Mother Earth to honor her. The smoke going up through the entrance represents the prayer ascending to Father Sky. The ancient spirits are invited to emerge from the sipau to join in ceremony to bring deeper wisdom to the ascendants. Perhaps invite your ancient ancestors from those which you came to bring you wisdom of the past into your present and future. Feel the energy of going deep into Mother Earth to honor her. The ancient painted bowl represents the kiva. The two become one. Bowls were used to carry nourishment, water, or sacred objects They were crafted from Mother Earth by loving and skilled hands. If you were asked to place something scared into your own bowl to carry into something sacred into your own bowl to carry into the kiva, perhaps merely with your imagination and visioning powers, what would it be? Is it something to honor Mother Earth or your ancestors? May the kiva bowl hold your most sacred thoughts, dreams, and wishes. May you connect to your ancestors and ancient spirits that call to you. May you carry beauty with wherever you go. Longhouse Kiva Chapin Mesa Museum Bowl at the Mesa Verde National Park in Mancos, Colorado. So totally how it was saying, the first, second, and third worlds were destroyed by greed and war, with only a few of the people escaping. This is that awakening that you're having. Like, someone here has seen your eyes have been opened, and you have a clearer perspective on like the deeper things and what's truly more meaningful. So like if this is a relationship, like you realize, or maybe it was someone, okay, the strongest thing that I'm seeing, like even from the beginning, like the strongest scenario that I'm seeing is like, say like it was a relationship and something just went wrong here, like the other person is focused on money and greed and like being drawn away by this here, like being kind of lured away by it's like chasing after money, but it's like this negative, just how it's saying the old world was destroyed by greed and war. So yeah, it's like this war card, and then also like all the other things we talked about here. And so it's like maybe you didn't even fully have this realization, and that's why you're watching this video. You just know like something went wrong here, and you're just not understanding like the other person's choice, and or why they didn't make a choice or why they didn't do something. And it comes down to, for them, their intentions are very misplaced. So yeah, the biggest scenario I'm seeing is like, yeah, it could have been a relationship and suddenly they just switched up on you and just did not follow through, because they're chasing after something, chasing after some sort of a lifestyle here. And for you, you're waking up and realizing like what really matters and what's really valuable. And so naturally your energies are just kind of like going away from each other. So and if it's a job, then it's the same thing. Like your job is continuing to go in this certain direction where they're very oriented towards making money and doing all these things, which yeah, sure, it's a company or like it's your place of employment, you would expect that, but you should also care about like people and how you treat people and like the value of your relationships. And like with the ancient cultures here and these ancient tribes, like they valued every single member, every single person had a purpose. They didn't deem anything as like less of a purpose, you know, but there was someone that fulfilled every single role that the village needed, and there wasn't one purpose that was deemed as like less than, because it was you know, everything was needed in order to uphold all of the people. And so in a lot of these ancient cultures, they valued like the deeper things about the people and who they were. And it allowed people to really find their niche and find their passion. And so you'll see with like these hand woven rugs, or things that were crafted, these kiva bowls specifically, and like these bowls here that we're going to read about next, like they were crafted with so much like they put so much intention into each thing that they were doing, because it wasn't all about like making money and being rich and doing all this stuff. There was a deeper spiritual intention with every single thing that was happening. And so you're waking up to these like ancient ways and these like different ways of doing things and having relationships with others in whatever type of environment that is. And so yeah, if it's like a job or a workplace or something like that, or like a social setting or like a group of friends, these other people are like going in this other direction of being just like more materialistic, more self-driven, self-focused, like having these lustful desires to like have a lot of money so that they can use it to like serve themselves. And like seeing like take lots of trips and just a lot of like really, really frivolous. It's like traveling is important, like you should travel and like see things and experience things, but I'm seeing everything in a lustful way, in a just like in a greedy, selfish type of energy. So it's like if you want to have nice clothes and have nice things and look cute, that's perfectly fine. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but it's like going about it in this really self-serving with everything. There's nothing wrong with wanting a nice car that gets you from A to B, but it's like having to have the newest, nicest car just to sit in your driveway just so that you feel like you're like better than others. It's like taking everything to the extreme, just in this really like selfish and greedy way. Because then you're trapped, then you're bound. The more like the more you go and like get yourself caught up in these big, huge materialistic things, the more you're a slave to the man. Like then you have to, like you're just a part of the machine, and you just have to keep churning out in order to keep the machine rolling, And there's someone here that's like waking up to that. And once you wake up and you see the reality of that, you can't just clock in every day and do that and let your energy be used like that. A lot of people are just unaware, right? They're unaware of like what's going on or what they're doing, or like the intentions of like their job, or these like deeper things. So if you're seeing this and you're waking up to these like deeper realizations in life here, then this is a positive thing. It can be so uncomfortable whenever we start to have these sort of really, really deep and profound realizations, because we can start to like lose relationships in our life, and things can kind of seem like they're falling apart, literally. People can be looking at us like you're crazy, but it's a natural part of the process for, if the one environment you're in is continuing to go in this more materialistic direction, and you're waking up to go in this direction, then you just naturally start to move away from certain things. And it doesn't even mean that these other people, with here we literally have the devil energy, you know what I mean? But and I'm getting that like whatever this was, it was deceitful, with the magician here. Like very just like someone was just not being fully honest and fully upfront about everything. But I'm just saying, like in certain situations, like it's not always a bad thing if someone's different than you. or like it doesn't make someone bad or wrong because like they're starting to go in a certain direction that is like the opposite from you. Sometimes it's just like a natural part of the process. But it's good to develop a sense of values and to develop a foundation for yourself of like what works for you. And so sometimes it takes navigating different relationship dynamics or different work environments or different situations around us as a whole in order to narrow that down within us, like what works for me, you know. My great grandma used to call it weighing the spirits. So yeah, sometimes it takes experience to be able to weigh the spirits like that much quicker, if that makes sense. So let's read this other card here. So we have shards. Shards of Mother Earth. Broken pieces, putting things back together, letting go. The southwest landscape is covered with ancient pot shards. Most are broken up ceremonially at the passing of the pot's maker. Some become broken to leave behind as evidence of their existence, having moved on in their migration, and perhaps a few are broken by accident. The intricate patterns and designs show the care, creativity, and artistry that was used in ancient times for objects that were in daily use or for ceremony. It is suggested if a potsherd is found that it be picked up, looked at, cherished, and put back wherever it was found. Archaeologists use these potsherds to look at the ancient stories that lived in the four corners and where they might have traded for these pots. Leaving them where they lie keeps the ancient energies to bless Mother Earth. It was originally a letting go of something used in daily life, so perhaps there is something of your daily life that needs to be let go. Mother Earth is ready and willing to accept your grief, your pain. Healers know how to lay down and allow their physical or emotional pain to be released into Mother Earth. In Peruvian shamanism, it is said that our human hucha, or hookah, I think actually, or pain and ickiness is Mother Earth's sami, or food and nutrition. She actually transmutes that negativity into positive growth. So take time to lay your body down on Mother Earth and let her take your emotional, physical, or spiritual pain, or physically bury a symbol of your hookah into Mother Earth for her to transmute the energy into healing earth blessings. Look at what parts of your life may appear broken into pieces right now. Take time to identify what work, relationships, health, and recreation are going well, what are just okay and may need some work, and what may feel really broken. Are there shards sharp, and do they cut into your ability to live life to the fullest? Do you need to put things back together, look at the pieces, honor them, let them lay, and move forward? Archaeologists often piece together the pot shards to create an entire bowl. Is it time to piece things back together in your life to make you whole? May the beauty of these pot shards take you into a place of releasing what no longer serves your path, or putting the broken parts back together to create balance and wholeness. And this is just different pot shards from the Four Corners area. So totally. Yeah, with like the letting go here, it can be really, really, really hard. Even once we see the truth and we have like this moment here, it doesn't make it any easier. So it can be really difficult, but I'm sending a lot of love your way, and I hope this gave you some insight and gave you a lot of help and support. If you want a more personal reading, you can click the link in my description. But otherwise, I hope you have a really great night.